Everyone, this is Mr. Brass, and today I am doing a second video for Janson Gunn. He he donated money to help me out, and I promised I would make, 10 videos, which is roughly a month worth of videos, for, topics that he wanted. So, alright, now, a topic that he wanted me to talk about was critical race theory, and, my opinion on it has basically been that I personally think it's likely the new religion of the left, and overall liberals in general. Now, I've talked to some people that have had more experience dealing with critical race theory. I've interviewed one, and it came out pretty, I liked the interview. And there's been a lot of effort trying to combat it. And, these people, they want you to get to hate white people. And they go through all these ridiculous hoops trying to redefine words like racism, and they want, in my opinion, to just divide people, which is just the nature of politics in general. So there's nothing new in that part, but I have said secession is the most peaceful option. Like, if the left wants to have communitopia, they can have it, but they'll have it with their own states. They won't get to put any pressure onto the red states to do anything. So, that's my sort of issue with it. So, all the defenders of CRT keep saying that it is something that it's not. Well, they keep denying what it actually is, to clarify. When we can read the textbooks, we know that they're spreading hate, and we know they're spreading misinformation, and they are trying to get rid of the burden of proof, or due process. I never got this logic. It's like, we all know from just looking at any set of statistics on courtroom that it's very hard to prove discrimination in a singular case. Why? Well, let's say I have a job, and let's say I hire a black person. I fire the black person later on, and he comes back and he says that I fired him because he was black, and he wants to bring me to court for that. Well, the burden of proof is on him to prove that I fired him for a racist reason. I don't have to defend. I don't have to defend why I'm not a racist. He has to prove that I am a racist and fired him for it. And I like to point out that, so we know on an individual ground that it's very difficult. So why would these people think it would be easier when you go to the state level and the national level? It's just ridiculous. The burden of proof falls on them to show it. And a lot of the things that they claim to show it actually don't. They show that, if anything, we have a classist problem, not a race problem. And we have a misandry problem where, all these black men are getting put in prison, and not because they are black, it's because they are black and male, and especially the male part. They're not going in there because they're black, but you get my point. They're just we have more of a misandry problem in the system. Being a man in general gives you more likely of a risk to to be shot by police and to be arrested. And if we held men to the same standards that we did women, I believe they said 84% of men could be released from prison. That would be a huge amount. But anyway, and that's not including the people that were found innocent, that it could be found innocent. So, I think a lot of the CRT is bullshit. I think it's just creationism for leftists. But anyway, this is the second video for Janson Gunn. Thank you, man, for what you helped me out with. I hope to have your continued support later on in the future. This is Mr. Brass saying goodbye and get wise.